welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a video that I've already filmed before. I filmed this video probably about a month ago, and when I went back to look at the footage, Aisling was out of focus. Yes, I was. Indeed I was. I hate when that happens because you spend hours on a video and then you look back and you're like, oh, it's all blurry and I can't even upload this because nobody would watch it. So half of my face is high-end and the other half is drugstore. This side to me is my right side, but for ye watching, it's my left side. So this is my left side, this is my right side. So tell me which side you think is the high-end and which side you think is the affordable side. Go right in the comments now, quickly, and pause this video. So guys, did you guess correctly? Did you? This side, being my left side, is my high-end side, and this side, being my right side, is the affordable drugstore side. I'm going to get into what products I use, and I will write a list of the comparisons in the description below, so do check that out. And if you want to see this full tutorial of how I achieved this look and which products I used, then stay tuned for the full tutorial. So obviously the first thing that I'm going to do is prime my face, and a primer that I found is a duplicate for the Professional is actually the L'Oreal Nude Magic Blur Cream. I think I'm gonna go with this side being high-end and this side being affordable slash drugstore. They're the same in consistency, they're the same in what they do in their performance, so they're for blurring out obviously your pores, and I absolutely love the Professional, but to find an affordable version of it is just amazing. And then I'm going to go with this one on this side. Again, same type of packaging, it's squeezy, and now I'm nearly out of this because I love this so much. The only thing I will say about this, as in the Blur Cream, the L'Oreal one, is it's slightly thicker than the Professional, so I don't know if that's a good or bad thing. So that's both of them blended in. So the next thing I'm going to do is apply my foundation naturally, and the foundation that I found that are dupes for one another is the, actually I'll put it around this side, is the INGLOT HD foundation and the Infallible 24-hour foundation from L'Oreal. They don't look the same color wise, but I tell you, once this one has oxidized onto my skin, it will look exactly the same. I find that their consistency is exactly the same. I find that their performance is exactly the same. I find that the lasting power of both of these is exactly the same. So that's why I am using them as dupes for one another. So this side is the INGLOT and this side is the L'Oreal. You can see the INGLOT one is slightly darker than this, but it oxidizes exactly the same. So I'm just applying the INGLOT one first. So I'm just taking this side. This foundation is amazing. I only need about that much to cover half of my face, so I'm just going to take the L'Oreal one now. And the colour is actually not too dissimilar once it's on my skin. They blend out exactly the same. Looking at them in the mirror here, they look the same on my skin. I know that the same quantity that I use covers both sides of my face, so I'm pretty happy with that they both like equal out, like that you don't have to use more of the affordable one, if that makes sense, because usually that's the case with most foundations. I find the affordable one you have to use a little bit more, so it tends to work out price wise in the long run because you're buying it more frequently than the high-end one. So I always do my eye makeup after doing my foundation, because then I can clean up with concealer if there's any fallout. And the two palettes that I'm going to use today for my high-end one, I'm taking my Naked 3 because I love my Naked 3. It's a W7 palette and it's called In the Nude. So the top one naturally is the In the Nude one, and the bottom one is the Naked 3, and they are so alike. So before I actually apply these, I'm going to use my Urban Decay primer potion, and the dupe that I found for this for affordable is the Catrice Prime and Fine eye primer. So obviously on the affordable side, I'm just going to apply that all the way up to my brow bone, and then on the higher end side I'm just going to apply this one. Is a lot more runny or a lot waterier than the Urban Decay primer potion. So for the higher end look, I'm going to go straight into Limit with my blank canvas E42 brush, and I'm just going to apply that straight into my crease. This makeup look is not going to be, you know, revolutionary or anything like that. It's not going to be the most amazing eye look ever, because I just want to show you the comparison with the colours, etc. On the same brush, obviously, I'm going to take the fourth colour in here on the W7 palette, which in my eyes is exactly the same as Limit. It's in the same position, and I'm just going to put that into my crease also. So next I'm taking this colour here, which is called Nooner, and it's just a little bit darker than Limit. And I'm just going to position it just slightly lower by tilting my brush up a little bit and just getting right into that crease there. And with the W7 palette, I'm taking this shadow here, which is exactly the same as Nooner, and again putting it in the same crease part of my eye. And I noticed straight away that this colour is not as intense, but that doesn't matter because we can build it up. So next on the dampen brush, I'm going to go in with this colour here, which is called Buzz, and it is clearly like my favourite colour ever. I'm just going to place this onto the lid. And then from the affordable side, I'm going in with, whoops, upside down. I'm going in with that colour there, and I'm taking it on a different brush because but same type shape. I just don't want to get any of the shadow from the other one. Placing that over the whole lid. Again, this colour needs to be built up like the others. There's just not as much intensity of it, but that's okay. You're just gonna need to use a little bit more. So next I'm going to go in with Dust, which is this light shadow here. I'm just going to place that into the inner corner. Just going to wipe off that brush and go in with this shadow here in the same position on the W7 palette. I'm going to go in with Trick, and I'm just taking this on a really small little brush. I'm just going to place that into the center part of my eyes. Ultimately, I'm kind of mixing all of the three, the glitterier ones together. I'm wiping off that brush and going in with this shadow here. So finally, with a big fluffy brush, I'm just going to go in with this colour on the end. It's called Black Heart, and just apply it to the actual outer of my eye. And just ever so slightly into the crease. And then taking a clean brush and going in with that colour on the end, and I'm just going to place it in the same positioning. Finally, for shadows, I'm just going to take this one here called Strange, and I'm just going to apply that underneath my brow bone. And from the copy, or the W7, I'm just going to take the same positioned shadow. Next I'm going to move on to liner, and for liner, for my high end, I'm taking my INGLOT, and for affordable side, I'm taking my Loreal. Now there is nothing that compares to my INGLOT, like nothing. I've never found anything, but this is pretty close. In the INGLOT one. And for this eye, I'm taking the Loreal. So next I'm going to fill in my brows. For high end, I'm taking my Benefit Browsing, and for affordable, I'm taking my e.l.f. This is the Eyebrow Duo. So I'm going to just take the powder in the Browsings, and I'm just taking it on a blank canvas brush and just kind of applying it, I am applying it through my brows. And then for the other brow, I'm taking the powder as well. I'm not going to bother with wax. So for mascara, I'm taking, for my high end, the INGLOT. This is the False Lash Effect mascara. I'm actually in love with this mascara lately. And for affordable ones, I'm taking the Catrice. This is the Jet Set Lash Speed Volume Mascara. These are not similar in wand, but the formula I find is exactly the same. I'm going to apply the INGLOT one to my upper lashes before I go in and do my concealer and all that jazz. And then I'm just taking the Catrice one. So next I'm going to move on to concealer, and two concealers that I am loving so much, I mean you see me using them constantly, is the LA Girl Pro Concealer, which you can buy on Beauty Joint, and I'll link it down below, and then the INGLOT Under Eye Concealer. And I absolutely love both of these, but I find they're so like each other when I have them on the eye, as in they don't crease, and I find they perform the same, and I use them for that reason. So I'm going to put the INGLOT under this eye. The only thing I don't like about the LA Girl, sometimes I can find there's like little lumps lips in it. I know that sounds really, really weird. Mine's in creamy beige and it's a slightly different colour to the INGLOT one, but I find it does the job exactly the same. So I'm going to blend this side out first. And I find that the drugstore are up in their game when it comes to formulation in their products. They're just incredible these days. It doesn't matter how incredible your concealer is, it is gonna crease if it's gonna crease, so you need to set it down. I use the Nude Magic BB powder in light from L'Oreal under my affordable side, and for the higher end I'm using my MAC Mineralised Skin Finish in the colour light, and I think that these perform exactly the same. They look very similar. This is baked, that's the only difference. Gonna put that on underneath my eye just to set it down and stop it from creasing, because there's nothing worse than creased under eye areas. And for setting my face makeup, I always use a drugstore setting powder. You guys know that. Found that the Sexy Mama from the Balm pressed powder is very similar to the L'Oreal True Match pressed powder, and as you can see this is well loved. So I'm taking the Balm one first and just going to set this side. Going to take the L'Oreal side. I'm just going to go back in and do my under eye, so I'm going to take Buzz again from the Naked palette and just apply it underneath my lower lash line. And then I'm taking Blackheart on the end just to do the outer corner. And for the affordable side, I'm taking the fourth colour in that is very like Buzz. And then I'm taking the dark shadow on the end and just applying that just to the outer corner. So next I'm going to move on to contouring, and for my high end I'm going to take the one that I always take, which is well loved and falling apart now at this stage. But it is my INGLOT number 502 shadow, and I absolutely love this. And just around my temple as well. And from going through my collection, contour powder that I found that is very similar to it, and I didn't actually realise it, is my Sleek Contour Powder. And this is from the Face Contour Kit in the colour Light. I'm just going to take that one as well because it is matte shadow. Gives the exact same effect, like it's unbelievable. For blushers, I know these don't look like each other or don't look similar in the pan. You can see them there. This is MAC's Petal Power and this is Dolce Pink from Milani. Going to obviously take the MAC one first and apply it to this side. Just to the apples of my cheeks. And then I'm taking my Milani Dolce Pink, and I will link down where you can get this down below. The Milani one is a little bit less pigmented than the MAC. I was actually so stoked to find this dupe because I find this is one of the hardest things to duplicate, and that's highlighting powders. I find that they're so difficult, but the one that I'm using is Mary Lou from the Balm, and the one that I found that is very similar to it, and I never actually realised it, is from that Sleek Contour Powder palette, and it's the highlighting powder from that. On my cheekbones these are quite similar, and I'm really pleased with that. I'm going to take Mary Lou on this side. I'm just applying it to the highest parts of my cheek. I'm going to wipe off that brush and take this highlighting powder, yes, from the Sleek palette. Lips are my favourite thing to do. Love lip products so much. So I was so happy to find this dupe as well. And it's for MAC's Whirl lip liner. And as you can see, mine is much loved. I have like 2 or 3 backups of it. A little bit of this goes a long way. The lip liner that I found that's so similar to it is Rimmel's Addiction. Also the Penny's Pencil lip liner is very similar too, but I can't find any of mine at the moment. But it's so great that these are so similar. The only thing I will say about this is I've gone through about 3 or 4 of them now recently. And I've had this one, I'd say, over a year. This one doesn't last as long, even though it is affordable. So I'm just going to do one half. And then I'm just taking Addiction on the other side. There you go. God, guys, these are so similar. And for the lip products, you're gonna die when I show you this. NYX's Butter Lipstick in Fun Size, and this is the YSL Rouge Pure Couture in number 10 Beige Tribute, and these are so similar on the lips. and this one is the NYX one. And honestly, you couldn't tell. Well, I couldn't tell anyway. I think it's amazing to find a YSL dupe. Never thought it was possible. So guys, that is basically it for this video. This was such an exciting video to actually film. It was so interesting to actually go through my collection and be like, these are so similar. Ooh, these are similar. These are similar. And I was so happy with the way this look turned out, because I just think it is something easy for you guys to recreate. And all the products that I mentioned as like dupes and stuff are so easy to get your hands on, whereas some of the more expensive brands are obviously going to be a little bit more hefty on your pocket, and some of them just perform exactly the same way as the lower end or the drugstore alternative. Why spend the money when you can get it for a cheaper price? So this is the affordable side, and this is the high-end side. And looking at them straight on, could you tell? Could you? So guys, please let me know what you thought of this video. I really enjoyed filming it, like I said. If you would like to see another duplicate video like this in the future, please let me know down below. And if you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up. Also in the comments, I'd love if you told me some of your finds for like high-end versus low-end or drugstore, whatever you want to call it. I might include them in my next one of these types of videos. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I will talk to you in my next one. I love you so much, guys. Subscribe as well if you want to see regular videos from me. I will talk to you in my next video then, guys. Love you so much. Mwah. Talk to you then.